mentally for a game like today after so much change?
Yeah, quick turnaround. I think that's the one thing that at the end of the day, when you strip everything down, guys are competitors. They enjoy playing the game of basketball. And at 3 o'clock today, they get that opportunity. So I think they dive in and accept the challenge and play for each other.
Coach, how are you? We do have a game today, so can you break down a little about the Bulls, since this is your game, so to speak, and what you've seen out of them over the last week or two?
Well, Chris Fleming was with us at one point, so offensively, some of the same concepts, trying to get to the rim, also shooting threes. The ability to keep the basketball in front of us is going to be crucial tonight with multiple drive guys. The addition of our reporter, marketing, Wendell Carter, we hadn't seen him since the first time we played you guys. And so those additions, our guys have to be privy to personnel, understand who can shoot the basketball and who is the driver.
Coach, can you go, well, the reason behind the switch to Jordan, was it to manage minutes? Because there were games where he would play, if he was the hotter hand, he would play like 18 minutes in a row down the stretch of games. Does that have anything to do with it?
A combination of things. The combination of, analytically speaking, how he and Wilson Chandler give us defensive rebounding, some presence at the rim, the combination of those two guys. And then I think you also look at the overall aspect of what it does to the second unit with Jarrett Allen, Taurean Prince, Chris Chiozza, the ability to play faster with that second unit. We want to see overall that as a coaching staff.
Coach, we spoke yesterday about different ways you might add some of your stuff into the offense. Are you projecting any offensive changes that we might see tonight on the floor?
Maybe out of timeouts a little bit. We'll get a chance, hopefully over the next week, to implement a few more things. Before the game, we'll, on video, maybe throw a play or two in and conceptually see if our guys can handle that tonight. I'm hoping they can.
Coach, how did your experience as a former player influence how you communicated with the guys to help them through it anyway, through the transition?
Really, it was, and I reflected back on it a few times, and there's a range of emotions depending on how close you were with the coach at the time, but I think we all deal with it differently, and so how do you persevere? How do you surge on? There's an extreme amount of emotions, anxiety, pressure, all of the above that go with it, and just encourage our guys to deal with it in their own way. There isn't one way to deal with it, and the commonality is they'll get to play today.
Jacque, you mentioned speaking point guard language yesterday, and then touch on Chiozza. Just what has he brought you guys in the last week, especially since his heroics in the Boston game?
Speed. I think he has a fierceness about him that he's able to battle and didn't mind him matchups throughout the course of the game. But his ability to put pressure on the other end of the floor is huge for us. We want to continue to achieve easy baskets, and the ability to push the ball up the floor hopefully will help that.
Jacque, you mentioned, maybe implementing some things this week. As you get rolling, is there, a to-do list over this course of this week as you just kind of manage the transition and get everybody used to things?
That was a big part of yesterday, so I challenged the staff to get a list of things that maybe they had been thinking about, that we had discussed, some of those things that we'll continue to discuss going forward. But I think you'll see some changes. Some things will remain status quo. But you take, for example, today we did shoot around on the main floor. Little tweaks that hopefully our players respond to, but the assistant coaches are presently sending me more lists as we speak. All right, thanks guys.